This is a good time for a kinetic blast.
Strangely enough, the best way to deal with these situations is kind of literally go up to his face, so you get a lot more control of where you can move.
Work to be done.
Because he fires in like a giant cone.
Drop pods incoming.
And he sort of attacks on like phases, basically. Like for each, once he loses so much health, he sort of changes his phase of what he does up to the last one.
Right. Covering ground.
But really, there's nothing dangerous about this boss. Oh look, a siege tank. That's not dangerous. I can die in one hit.
Heading out.
Either way, when he shows up again, just kind of get some health and then just get up to his face for a good reason. Just watch. This is how he fights the entire last phase. You think with those giant knives he would add a melee attack, but he doesn't. It's glorious how horrible this is. And from the sound of what I'm saying, you may think, well, this is a bad game.
Target identified.
It's a mixed bag. But I like it. I don't hate it, but I kind of like it. Not in the sense of like, oh, it's my favorite Starcraft game.
Right. Hurry up, Jim. I think another wave is incoming.
Sarah, I'm cut off. I can't get to your location. Take my ship and go.
We just found each other again. I am not leaving you behind.
Raynor, Kerrigan, I'm on the Hyperion. We're setting course for the rendezvous. What is your status?
Kerrigan is taking my dropship. I need extraction.
I understand, and I'm sending a team for you.
Do not screw this up, Valerian.
Kerrigan, I'll see you at the rendezvous. And I'm sorry I didn't listen to you sooner.
It's too late for apologies, Valerian. Jim, I'll take your ship. But if you get yourself killed, you're in huge trouble.
Yes'm. Noted.
Jim, Dominion reinforcements are arriving. The Hyperion is taking heavy fire and my team can't reach you.
Roger that. Get the Hyperion to the rendezvous. I'll find another way off-world.
See you there.
Nova.
Well, well, Jim Raynor. You helped me with my Tosh problem, and I appreciate that. But a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do.
All right, Blondie. Take your shot.
Just love how at the end, yet very end, you could just hear a silencer go off. So yeah, that was another simple mission. It's once again simple achievements and all that. You know, complete the mission, do this on any difficulty. Really, if you just want all the achievements, just do most of them on casual and then do the rest on normal. Like this one is just basically don't take any damage during the boss fight. It's very simple. Either way, let's get on to the next mission.
Jim? Jim! Where's Jim?
We couldn't get him out.
Valerian. You left him behind!
Stand down! Let him go, Kerrigan. Valerian is helping us.
There is no us.
IFF negative. Multiple hostiles inside the perimeter. Scramble attack response squads 3 through 9. Hull breach. Frame 7, deck 3. Defensive maneuver Delta 4. Prep all stations for jump.
No one is going anywhere until I see Jim.
Shields at 30. Failure imminent.
Dominion fleet, this is Hyperion. Cease fire. Crown Prince Valerian is aboard.
My father will sacrifice any piece on the chessboard to take the queen.
We have to jump now. We'll lead them away and circle back for Jim. Decompress. Sarah! We need to work together!
Do what you want. I'm going to find Jim.
Kerrigan, before we jumped, Hyperion tracked multiple Dominion signatures headed down to the surface. You're gonna have a surprise party down there.
Alright, we're going straight into the next mission, which is sort of... It returns back to the base building, which is kind of going to become the standard for most missions now. We also get the Swarm Queen, which you may remember from the multiplayer if you ever played it, where it was basically kind of a unit building unit, that's a tongue twister. It basically helped you build an army and increase your vision. Along with healing. They changed it up in the campaign. It's a little bit different. It still heals, but the healing was changed, and it can still help increase vision by creep tumors, but it doesn't have the spawn lava ability anymore. They just increased the spawn lava rate on hatcheries and removed the cap. Well, no, not removed the cap, they increased it. You can have up to like 8 larvae in a single hatchery now, I believe. Anyway, let's get into this mission.
Scanning. Detecting Dominion forces and a Zerg hive cluster.
Yeah, there must be an old hive here. I'm more worried about the Dominion.
Ground team, this is Fleet. What is your status?
Fleet, our base is set up and the track and pulse cannon is almost online.
Roger that. Eliminate all stragglers as they warp to these coordinates. We'll return for you. Fleet out.
That cannon will take out Jim's ship as soon as he enters orbit. He'll never see it coming. Set course for the Zerg hive cluster. I need an army. I can sense a mind controlling this brood. Who are you?
My queen, I am Nakdul, a brood mother. You created us to extend your control of the swarm. Have you returned to us?
I'm not your queen, and I haven't returned. But I need your brood to destroy the Terran cannon right now.
Most of my brood is with me. I can send them to you, but it will take time.
Then send them. When they arrive, we'll tear down that cannon before Jim gets here. Meanwhile, I'm going to prepare this hive for combat. The Dominion would have tracked my ship, and they'll be looking for me.
Yep, welcome to our next mission. This is actually quite simple.
Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this. The first thing I need is a spawning pool.
Yep, very simple. You just want to get some Zerglings out. Also, spawning pools... most of the buildings in this campaign do allow the creation of units, and they don't do the research anymore in the campaign. Unless it's the Evolution Chamber, which handles the upgrades, and you can only have Tier 1 to begin with. Sorry. Either way, spawning pools now give 2 extra things. They give spine crawlers, which are these little guys here, and they also give queens, which are new units for this mission. Either way, you kind of want to start off by making sure your economy is built up a little bit, get some more drones. When you get enough drones, get enough extraction, get it working.
We've found Kerrigan. She's holed up in a Zerg base. We're going in. Send reinforcements.
The Dominion found us. They're going to hit us hard.
And when dealing with defenses, the spine crawlers are your friends. There's also this spore crawler over here, which is controlled by the Evo chamber.
Covering ground.
Either way, this is very simple to defend against. Just let your Zerglings tank up some damage, use Crushing Grip if you need to. And basically after this attack, you want to make sure your drones are up.
I should make Zerglings from the larva at my hatchery.
Yes, I could make Zerglings if I wanted to. But what we want to do first is upgrade our defenses. Like, to start off with, 1 spine crawler is not enough. In fact, the base defenses at the beginning, on normal, you could probably leave it alone. But I honestly prefer on this mission to basically create a line.
The Dominion arrived. They drove some of my brood into caves. They will rejoin us if we can kill the Terran soldiers guarding the cave entrances.
This is very simple. You just want to create a line of spine crawlers. You can basically easily do a line of 4 for each entrance, because there's an entrance here and an entrance here. Wasn't paying attention.
Pushing ahead.
Fortunately, Crushing Grip comes in handy. And when dealing with most units you have at your disposal, since we only really have Zerglings and Queens, Queens you kind of want to get a fair amount of, so you can have ranged units to come along with Kerrigan. You also want to make some Zerglings, because they're basically going to be your kind of tanks, which is kind of silly to say because they're squishy. But the entire gist is kind of want the Zerglings to go in, run, basically they'll charge in and kind of just get the attention of the enemy, which is what you kind of want early on, because even though the Zerglings are squishy, they're easy to make and all that. Also, I must remember to make sure there are different control groups. And when dealing with your little army, it's always handy to have Kerrigan as the main rally point, so that way you can easily attach them. Looks like we've got some trouble. I mean, we have our line of spine crawlers, so we should be fine. They usually get softened up by broodlings, but they start bringing medics at this point. And they also bring in, this is another thing you kind of want to prepare for, wraiths. They occasionally bring wraiths and such along the line, alongside everything. And this is easy to deal with. You basically just want to bring in some extra spore crawlers, because they are your anti-air. Like, very simply, you see this right here, these 3 things right here that I'm going to build, that's good enough defense. Just
what is it?
If your units don't get in the way and attract them, you'll be fine. As for this, we're going to get our extractor going, because we're going to need gas, since we could only afford 1 queen so far. And we're going to start spending some minerals on Zerglings, because we have a lot of drones. In fact, we're going to actually want another spine crawler here. We could fit a 5th one, I believe. No, we can't. There's a little gap.
There are more Zerglings in this cave, my queen.
As for this bonus objective, I prefer to wait until the reinforcements arrive, because by then there is absolutely no need to worry about supply cap and all that, because when the reinforcements arrive, they come with supply.
You can harvest Vespine at maximum efficiency if you order 3 drones to the extractor.
Yeah, she pretty much says that every
Dominion
time.
approaching from the north.
The instant you make an extractor, sorry, I was trying to remember.
This is Kerrigan.
It simply just goes and tells you, oh, you can use this many, even though it tells you right above. Anyway, and look, Hellions, they look different, don't they? Yeah, they got, in the expansion, they got an upgrade, basically. They are able to turn into Hellbats if they have an armory.
Covering ground.
But in the campaign, they kind of automatically have that ability. Hellbats are basically Hellions, but they swap out their attack for a cone, and a cone effect. They also get some increased damage, and they're a lot more suited to dealing with stuff in an actual fight, unlike, say, when you're dealing with them normally. Wait, Jesus, we have a lot of minerals. I should get to using them.
Yeah, I hear you.
Also make sure we get some extra queens, because 1 queen isn't enough, because dear god, her energy is going to be drained constantly. I mean, Rapid Transfusion is 10 energy, and while it doesn't heal much, it's nice. Looks like we're getting attacked again by some Goliaths. Goliaths, I swear they got a bit of a buff, because it seems like their Gatling cannons do a bit more damage. I mean, since this is on hard, the AI is kind of starting with some upgrades, because they have extra attack damage. And to start off with my upgrades, I'm going to go for ranged attack, because I am mostly going to be focusing on my queens. I mean, the Zerglings are literally there for tanking, and I'll get some extra tankiness when I get my armor
This is
upgrade.
Kerrigan.
Let's get some more Zerglings ready so we can tank. Let's get some more Overlords set. And now we have 3 queens.
Safety's
But
off.
literally, right, what we have here is actually good enough for any attack. We have a very good defense going already. We have spine crawlers up to defend the hatchery. We also have our little spore crawlers in case any air comes in. Our drones are happily mining away. We're getting constant gas. And we have a hatchery going. This is just a really easy first mission to go with.
Safety's off.
As this is basically putting what you learned for the first 2 missions together. Sorry, I had a bit of it in my throat. I mean, if you kind of really want to be hyper-productive, I guess you could build another Evo chamber and another hatchery. But really, there is no need to kind of build that.
There is a large Dominion force on its way to the hive cluster.
Yep, this is very simple. Just wait for them to show up to the spore crawl. No, not the spore crawlers, the spine crawlers. Because the Zerglings will tank it up. Use Kerrigan to take out any key targets like the medics with her kinetic blast. And don't worry about the air that shows up. Because, as you can see, 3 spore crawlers. Those are perfect for defending the base. Hey, you could really just need 2, but you kind of risk them getting taken down over time. Alright, the bunker. As for moving up, I don't really have any plans to do until the reinforcements arrive. So this is kind of a very basic, just sit back and relax mission, just let everything happen.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, there's no real reason for me to... Ah, shit. I hate it when I do that.
There are more Zerglings in this cave, my queen.
Yep, and that's the 3rd little base right here. As I said, you don't have no need to rush this stuff. You can do it. You can do it after the reinforcements arrive. Yep, looks like we're getting another attack from up front. Really, the spine crawlers can actually take these, but it's always nice to have your units come in to just make them go quickly. Is it quickly? Because really, Goliaths are kind of jerks, as I said, since they can attack air. Well, actually, why is that a bad thing? They can't. Why is that a bad thing? I don't have to deal with air. I don't have any air.
Say again?
Overlords count as air, but really, since they're pretty much just used as mobile supply depots in the campaign. Literally, you see what I'm doing here? This is what you should do with every Overlord in your... if you're playing the campaign.
This is Kerrigan.
Just let them sit in the back. They're like the fat kids in school, they just don't want to do anything. They just want to sit there and eat their Cheetos or whatever. Why do you think Cheetos?
We require...
This is what I get for watching American TV shows. It's rubbing off on me. Either way, I'm gonna get these ground carapace. Just so our armor is increased, like, because really, Zergs have no armor. They take full damage. If you get that one little armor, it helps out a lot, since especially they're basically your tanks in this mission.
Safety's off.
Again, I say that, and it always sounds strange to me, but it works. Them being tanks is a good thing.
Right.
Because they're nice and fast, especially on creeps. Since creep actually does increase your movement speed. If you didn't know, it makes note of it if you're looking at YouTuber. They move faster, and there's also an upgrade you can get from Kerrigan, which can increase the regeneration of your units along with the speed that creep basically creeps along. This is very creepy. I want to slap myself for those horrible... Yeah, I'm sorry, there's a lot of horrible puns that'll happen.
The worms are tunneling to you right now. My brood will be there soon.
Yes, your brood will be here soon. You can take your time, the time you want, Noctool. I don't mind. Literally, this mission is very simple.
Some more overlords.
Yes. I know about overlords. They can just go sit in their little corner. But seriously, how many overlords do I have? That's quite a few. There is an upgrade you can get early on, which makes it so you need less overlords, so you spend less minerals and all that. Which is okay to have. In fact, there are a lot of useful abilities that Kerrigan can obtain later on. And then there are ones that are kind of situational. Let's see. Uh-oh. Mechanical units, what are we going to do? How about we beat them up? You see this floor over here? Again, he is basically no trouble. Literally, when dealing with anything that's big and nasty and on the road, basically they can easily be dealt with by using a kinetic blast and then just finishing them off. Let's get some more Zerglings going and everything. The ground carapace is almost done, so I may as well save the gas I'm getting. Heck, let's just take that off, so when it does finish, we'll pretty much have the next one starting right away. This is kind of the issue of having just one Vespine guys are going.
Only a short time before my Nidus worms bring reinforcements.
On the same page. Safety's off.
This defense of this mission, basically, once you get the base set up, just reinforce your units and get more queens and such going, so you have a lot of healing going on. And that's kind of it. Why is there an overlord in the group? Go away, you fat overlord.
Yeah, I hear you.
Fatty fat overlords. Oh god, he's stuck in the control group.